How are you? McCafe. I am having my coffee for the third day in a row. Oh, wait a minute. This can't be mine. It's light skinned it. This is mine's.
Thank you.
I'm with LJ, the incomparable. Ooh, look at that. And I guess there is a line here. Let me see if you can see the line where the coffee's supposed to go. I'm assuming that's my assumption is that there's a coffee line. Can you see that coffee line? And it's up below the coffee line. So what's going on, McDonald's, with these large cups that not hitting the coffee line? And for full transparency, it's been 10 minutes since I've ordered and bought this coffee. Have not tried it yet because just the smell of the coffee, I was like, LG, I gotta go home. I ran home and had to sit on the throne for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. And now I'm back in the car. And was the car turned off? Or we left the car on?
On.
Okay, that's good. The car was left on, so it's nice and warm in the car still. So and let me just also say this. It's still very, very warm. It's hot. When they first handed it to me, it was scorching hot. It was like burning hot. I was like, oh my God, how hot is that coffee? So this is the McCafe. Here's something interesting about this. There was a time where they were going to make all McDonald's McCafes. And a good friend of mine, Emilio Drakes, he was part of the team of people that were brought in to push that concept on the people. And this was like 20 years ago. And every McDonald's was supposed to be McCafes. And then it didn't work out. So I'm sure McDonald's has tons of different ideas. Let me say this. I think this coffee smells better than the Bojangles coffee. As far as the smell of it, let's give it a taste. Black coffee. A little more bitter than the Bojangles. But this has and it's still super hot even after the 10 minutes of not touching it. I think this is a better tasting coffee than the Bojangles coffee. I think this coffee tastes delicious. I'm liking this coffee. This coffee is tasting. I think Bojangles, sit your butt down, Bojangles. You can't mess with McDonald's coffee. McCafe, yo. Well, you was thinking the opposite yesterday. Wait a minute, your coffee's done?
No.
Let me see. What you got in there? You're holding it like there's nothing in there. Oh. And let's look at the difference. She likes her coffee like she likes her men. Interesting. Can I get a little taste of your coffee? And this is how many half and halves?
4.
4 half and halves. So this is a Puerto Rican coffee. You turned this into some Puerto Rican coffee.
That's cafe con leche.
Yeah, cafe con leche. This is what this is. And how many sweeteners?
2 equals 1 Splendor.
2 equals 1 Splendor. That's delicious. It's almost like ice cream.
Oh my God.
That tastes like ice cream right there. That tastes like coffee ice cream. Oh, this is what's her name probably. This is how what's her name probably got inspired. The model who has the
Tyra.
Tyra. She has those flavors called hot ice cream.
Yeah.
Right over there in France, wearing a size 18. I see you, Tyra, looking all good. This is much more flavorful than This is much more flavorful than Bojangles.
Oh, then Bojangles.
Because don't forget, this is only my third day having coffee. First day was at my best friend, Dr. Surgeon, the People's Doctor, from the Premium Black News podcast. It was his father passed. And at the repast, they had coffee on the table. And I've been saying for days that I was going to start drinking coffee this week. And I had a half a cup of coffee, and it was referred to by the people nearest me, to the left of me, that it was very, very mild, and they weren't into it. It wasn't very good. And Bojangles coffee yesterday, I thought was pretty good. But this McCafe, ooh la la, the McCafe. McDonald's got it right.
T. Riddler said good morning.
Good morning, T. Riddler. How are you?
And sky high, cloud low.
Sky high, cloud low. Is that the name of the person?
Yes.
Hi, sky high, cloud low. The sky is high, but the clouds are low. This is very true. They got some parts of this country where you can stand over the clouds. Over there in, is it Seattle? Where you can look down and just look at all the clouds. You're literally above the clouds. And most people don't know that the clouds are not very high. They're not very high. Because you have to think about rain and stuff like that. If the clouds were so high, then by the time the rain made its way down, it would just be a mist. Rain needs to feel like water. So the clouds actually lower when they're full of rain inside the clouds. They actually lowered from the weight. And then as soon as they bump into each other, they just sprinkle on us. How long do you think a person should take to drink a cup of coffee?
That depends. You know?
I bet you it's longer when you're at a cafe. Will you sip longer? Is there a 15-minute time now? They start looking at you like, hello?
No, people sit in those spots for hours.
With one cup.
With one cup, yes.
What's up with these people? As high as rent is in New York, you would think they would be home.
No, the neighborhoods like Brooklyn, they're meeting places, you know? They have events.
No, you mean you can meet somebody in a public place? At a coffee shop?
At a coffee shop.
You don't go to coffee shops then. You don't go to coffee shops.
The coffee shop across from the Tesla dealer right now. There's people in there.
But are they communicating? Or are they in their book? Are they in their they have a list of events. So this is some sort of tribal meeting place.
Exactly. Look at the one we drove past yesterday. Was like no joke, you know?
Yeah, but the problem is I've met a lot of clients in these coffee shops. And when I go to the coffee shop to meet with a client, you know, everyone there, no one is talking to anyone. Everyone is looking at their books, looking down at their computers. They want nothing to do, especially the women, like, God, don't talk to me. And then they're going to go on TikTok and be like, no man even talks to me anymore. Yeah, well deserved, because you give us our attitudes. We can't even say hi. Can't even give the knowing nods. You give a person a nod, they're looking at you, they look away like, what's wrong with this guy giving me a nod?
A knowing nod.
Yeah, the knowing nod doesn't exist in America anymore. Well, not in America, not in this big city, New York, no. Oh, you said not to do that because I'm gonna get it on my teeth, right?
Coffee stain.
And you know what I was worried about this experience?
Tell me.
I was worried that the toothpaste taste was gonna hinder my coffee experience, but it didn't. I thought that, you know, when because I brush my tongue and I'm getting all areas of my mouth that I'm thinking once I drink the coffee it's gonna be you know, but it wasn't. It was pretty good. Whereas yesterday I had the biscuit before the coffee. Today I don't want to have the biscuit. I'm not going to start my day every day with a biscuit and a coffee. I'm already over 300 pounds. This is ridiculous.
No.
So this is an enjoyable little experience, having coffee in the mornings with the love of my life.
You've entered a new chapter.
A new chapter in my life. In my 50s, I'm like, I'm drinking coffee. The hell with this. All my life, I shied away from the coffee. Will my mornings be more productive because of it? This is what I want to know. Can I parlay this coffee experience into monetization of, like, can I monetize? Can I motivate myself to make more better smart moves with money?
Yes,
You would say yes.
I would.
All the mornings you have coffee, where's the hell is the money then?
By starting the day, getting the agenda done.
So we did Bojangles. I give Bojangles now that I had this experience. This experience, only because it's new to me, I'm only going to start it off. I'm going to say this right here is a 7. Yesterday's Bojangles was a 6. Far more superior. I would even say maybe let's give this an 8. But I don't want to go to a new spot tomorrow and I'm like, oh my God, this is the better coffee than the McDonald's sucks. I don't want to, be all like that. But I'm happy so far with this new 52-year-old coffee drinking me. In the comment section. Oh, you know what we were doing before we while I was using the restroom, LJ was in the car listening to Corey Holcomb. So they're gonna be a discussion about Anton Daniels, you said, and his wives and things like that.
Yeah.
Or his wife. There was discussion about his wife, which I'm totally against. I'm not for the snitching on somebody's wife, on a man and what he's doing. Come on. Like the first thing I said when you said, oh, he's about to talk about Anton Daniels and his side pieces and his wife. And I was just like, I'm sure his wife has no problem with him having other women.
Yeah,
I'm sure his wife is like, baby, do what you got to do. We've been together. How long they been together?
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years. She know what she got.
Yeah. So
She want another woman to help her out. She's like, girl, help me out. I don't want this nigga banging on me like that no more. Hurting my hips. Shifting my uterus. Then somebody else come in. I'm tapping out. Like, wrestling, they tap you in, Tap. She don't mind the tapping. But even though, let me say this.
Rita, and she's taller than him too, so.
His wife? Well, I think any woman is taller than Anton Daniels.
You're funny.
I mean, how hard is that to do? And I say that respectfully. And you're taller than me, so I'm 6'2". Well, I'm really 6'1". I'm like a centimeter away from 6'2". And LJ is 6'4". And those that don't know me, let me just say the story. I always tell the story. The story is my best friend at the time, Baldy, God bless the dead. I miss Baldy too. My best friend, he's gone. And Baldy was like, yo, man, I got to give you credit. You date, for dating that chick. I said, I know, she's so young, she's so beautiful. And he was like, no, I'm just saying, I didn't think a man would really date a woman that's taller than him. And I was like, who were you talking about? And he was like, yeah, she's taller than you. I said, she's taller than me? He was like, what you mean you don't know she's taller? Yes, she's taller than you. And I was like, nah. And then when she came through that evening, because she was coming by every day at this point to see me. I was at my job. I was, managing a bar. And she was coming in to say hi or whatever it was. And I looked at her and I was like, did I mention it right away to you, I think? Did I say something to you about it?
I don't know.
You don't remember that part?
No.
I don't think so. That part of the story is a little vague. I might be adding sauce to the story. Stories they take on new life, But I was shocked. I was like, whoa, this girl is taller than me. I couldn't believe it.
So,
So,
asked as a man in your 50s, do you fear getting older and death?
oh yes.
W Maker.
Yes, that's why I want to drop 80 pounds in the next 6, 7 months without Ozempic or without any of those Monjaros or, Key Lagos and, Philosophos
I
and
think they're called GP,
what they're technically called.
GPO ones or something.
Yeah. I don't want, but I do want to drop 50 pounds and get back to the guy that I used to be as far as like my energy level and all that kind of stuff. And I do worry because, like I tell my kids, I'm not going to be here forever. I love her so much. I gave her 2 babies, and I forgot to think like, wait a minute, I'm giving this woman babies in my 40s. Well, not my 40s. I was 38 years old, and a good friend of mine's, a very good friend of mine's, Lewis. Lewis had a child like 48 or something like that. So, or 47. So I was thinking, hey, Lewis could do it. I could do it too. Ain't no big deal. But now I definitely feel the difference. At 50 years old, I definitely feel the difference. But a lot of that is my fault. I went through the gout experience when I was unable to like walk. And that really put a big weight on my shoulders. And then losing the dispensary put another weight on my shoulders. Where I was super financially secure because cannabis it's people need their medicine, and now they have, instead of calling me, they can just walk down the block and go. So it's changed my life as far as in the financial world. So those compounding things led me to be a lot less mobile than I should have been. I should have taken that experience and moved faster and found a new drive. But everything happens for a reason, possibly. But I know my new idea of this age and now is like I wanna live, because, and I'm very thankful I didn't take any of those shots, those COVID shots and those booster shots, because everyone.
Careful with those words still.
Oh yeah. Any of those? Yeah. Sorry, the word is out there already. But I didn't do any of those jabs. I didn't take any of those jabs to the face. Oh no, Elvis, jabs to the face.
The person that asked you that question, W Maker.
They asked me they chopped down the cherry tree with the axe.
I said asked.
Okay.
I wish I would have gotten a lady pregnant in my 20s, he says.
Well, what age did he get a lady pregnant?
Well, I would say never.
Oh, you were saying never. You're guessing.
Yeah.
Well, you say
They're
he thinks he's too old to have a child.
I
Yeah.
would have gotten. That's all past tense.
Right. I wish I would have gotten ladies pregnant in my 20s too.
20s.
But here's the thing. I didn't, like I always make jokes. Like I want like kids to like pop up, and they're like, hey, I'm your son. Like they're in their 30s and stuff. So I can get like a whole team of, like I didn't have to raise them, and they're all like looking up to me like I'm some like great person. I want that. I want like 3 or 4 people to like be like, you're my dad. Really? I'm your dad, and you don't want any money from me. You just want to, you want to be part of the team. Shucks.
Yeah, he has no children.
No kids. Yeah, let me just say, I'm like Boosie now. Little Boosie, the guy who sung the song "Wipe Me Down," "Wipe Me Down." He keeps having babies because he loves children up until they're like 12, 13, when they start rebelling, and I totally understand what he means. Because before a child is 13 years old, they look up to you and love you so much, and then for some reason, they meet their heroes, which is you, and they don't like you anymore. So sad. I'm sure they come back around when they're in their 20s or whatever, 30s. I don't know. But it sucks to have children that you bust your ass and you give them everything, and then they'll come in the door and say, you know what I learned today? That this, and this, and this. And you're like, yeah, I know, I've been teaching you that your whole life. Oh, you've been teaching me? Like, they don't even have any memory of the stuff you teach them. They have no concept of reality. Their brains are so screwed up. So, I'm not really into this teenage time of their lives. I can go without it. I'm like Boosie. I want to have new babies, so I can hug on some little and smell their little babies. You know when they smell like little babies?
The
Oh,
baby feet smell.
the baby smell like little baby feet, and then they just look at you all the way up until they're 13, like you're the greatest thing in the world. And then I want another one.
Anyway, more trending topics. What do you think of Don Lemon and his on
No one asked this
boots on the
question.
ground?
No one asked this question. This is your question, right?
I'm asking. I said new plate.
Why are you so into Don Lemon all of a sudden?
It's a trending topic.
Oh, okay.
It's a trending topic.
I have to admit, Don Lemon was freaking amazing. She forced me to listen to Don Lemon for at least 2 hours yesterday out of his 7-hour show. I'm like, can you please put it on 1.5? Let's put this on 2.0. Like this is 7 hours. I'm not gonna listen to 7 hours of this show. So she wound up, she agreed to the 1.5 speed I'm talking about, and it was pretty good. Like the guy, surprisingly, I don't know why I'm so surprised, because when I look at Don Lemon, I look at a guy who was in a studio. I'm looking at a guy who everything was so polished. Not only was his face so polished and his shirt and tie so polished, the studios were so polished, but this guy, he's a chameleon. He can just pop in and out to a real world situation, and he handled it so well. I mean, I didn't like the interviews he was doing because he was so liberal and so biased. So that part is the part that I'm like, oh my God. But all the in-between time, when somebody's car got stuck in the snow, the way he handled it, the way he was talking to his 21-year-old driver, the way they were discussing food, the way they were discussing the banter, and the fact that he was reading every single super chat. Every super chat that came in, he was reading, and he was on top of the chat itself. He was he was like made for YouTube. Like, what? Don Lemon, I thought you were gonna be this polished guy that couldn't make the adjustments. That man has made the adjustments to his own thing on YouTube, getting out in the streets, making it pop. I was impressed. I ain't gonna lie.
He's a true journalist.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Well, you can't be a true journalist if you're so damn biased. I mean, he was like yelling at the clergyman.
Yeah.
Because there was this clergy. They went to they kept referring to this clandestine meeting that we can't tell you where it's gonna be, but we're gonna be over there anyway. Like he kept acting like he kept acting like he was going to be a fly on the wall and observing, but what he was he was almost an activist. He was almost an activist and not necessarily a journalist. Like when I went to the here in New York City, I did some street interviews, and I was doing not even street interviews, I was doing street observations, and I was outside in the streets when we had a curfew in New York during the I wouldn't call them riots, but during the Black Lives Matter protesting and all that kind of stuff. And some of the cops are like, yo, what are you doing here? We got a curfew. I said, yeah, there's a curfew, but who's going to document the curfew? And they were like, yeah, but you can't be out here. I said, sir, who's going to document the curfew? Are we going to leave it to the curfew enforcers to also document the curfew? They're like, all right, sir. Just be careful, okay? And I was out there, and I got all that video on my channel. So Don Lemon wasn't the fly in the wall. Don Lemon was also a little bit, to me, the agitator, who even referred to a man that he was interviewing as a liar. Do you call the person that you're interviewing a liar? Do you get that Do you get that confrontational? I didn't like that. But I have to admit, Don Lemon was freaking good, man. That dude was really good. He was good. He was talking to the people on the streets. He was like really good. I was just like, this guy, is he reading the super chat? All the super chats? He was reading super chats from 30, 40 minutes prior to him starting to read this. I was like, what? I was impressed. I ain't gonna lie. I was impressed. Even though I was super reluctant to even want to be part of listening to this man. Did I answer your question?
I guess.
Really? You guessed. I didn't do good enough there? What more could you want from me?
I just like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Um, I would like to hear his clap back to Nicki Minaj because, she was very offended. She felt like he was being extremely anti-American.
Anti-American?
Yes.
He was talking to Americans. How could he be anti-American?
She felt like he was, trying to start a civil war.
A civil
He to
war?
be locked up. Yeah, she was.
So Nicki Minaj, she got the email.
Offended.
She's just reading the email they sent her. Come on.
Ooh, Erica Kirk?
Do we care what Nicki Minaj thinks politically?
Well,
Why do we care what Nicki Minaj thinks politically?
That's what's being pushed on us.
I didn't get that. I didn't get the memo of Nicki Minaj. It wasn't in my feed. So am I supposed to you know how I downed that really quickly just now, the last few ounces? Is that I unsipped it. I just wanted, because it was just like losing its heat. So I wanted to get it like, like when you have, I guess like when you have like a tea.
Iced coffee too,
Excuse me.
No, and it's losing its heat.
No, that's
They
not iced
saved
coffee.
the
That's
old coffee for iced coffee.
So when they brew coffee, the coffee that the iced coffee people get is it's like room temperature, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know that.
it's the hot coffee that's because they brew coffee, often. Coffee gets brewed every hour.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I remember when I was in the restaurant business,
the
we
old
used
coffee
to make coffee every 15, 20 minutes.
gets used for iced coffee.
And we would just dump it in the sink. We would just dump it in the sink.
Now you would use it for iced coffee.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. It's like the tater tot.
But
The leftover of the French fry is the tater tot. They were like, why do we keep throwing away all these little pieces?
I think it was funny. Don Lemon, what he did, Don Lemon,
What did he do?
like it felt like biased reporting. It's like you're giving us a glimpse inside of this secret mission.
Yeah, but they became agitators for the church. They bombarded some sort of church, and they were yelling and screaming, and then the pastor to the church. The issue was that the pastor to the church is also a
It's like trolling almost.
They were trolling the church.
Don Lemon. It was like watching. It was almost like real life trolling what he was doing.
Real life troll. Oh, he was trolling.
So.
I can see that. I can see that.
I think so. I'm reporting, yet I'm with it. Like he was clearly against ICE.
I don't understand how everybody's so against ICE when ICE is something that the only thing they need to be doing is trying to get some sort of they need to be able to prosecute these illegal methods that are going on. Instead, they're totally protected. There's nothing you can do about these federal officers. There's laws that are being there's law. What's it called? It starts with a B. The something act, the Bronner Act. Is it Bronner?
That sounds familiar.
It's whatever act it is. They have purposefully, the Supreme Court has said that these people cannot be prosecuted. That's what people should be fighting. If the pen is mightier than the sword, then that's what they should be fighting. All that protesting, I think people need more of a political imagination. And I got that from Yvette Carnell. That's not mine. Yvette Carnell said, and she's on YouTube, she's the one who coined the term ADOS, which is American Descendants of Slavery. And she said, where's the political imagination? Everyone is just yelling and screaming, marching and marching and marching. Like they were at that church 40 minutes. So they disrupted the church for 40 minutes, even though they did expose that the pastor to the church is also a high executive to the ICE machine.
He's a field leader.
He's a field leader of ICE. So just imagine, you got this church, and you know immigrants love going to these churches. So now you got intel on who's an immigrant and who's not. And no one knows that you have, not only are you a pastor to this huge church that sits like, 700 people, you also are a field leader in the ICE federal government. And that, so, I thought that was interesting, but the political imagination that people need, I don't think they have it. I'll be damned if I marched on any grounds. Even though, don't get me wrong, if I believed in it enough, I would help fund it. I would at least provide the gloves and the gas and, the snow boots. Here's enough money to get you 50 people snow boots. Like for the marching, some socks and maybe some sandwiches and stuff. So I would fund it. I wouldn't march it though. I just think that this machine that we're up against needs to, if you're a federal officer, there's just nothing you can do, and the Supreme Court is the only way to change that. They cannot, you cannot have people walking around masked in this country. Masked men snatching people off the streets, and then they find out that they're American citizens and they just drop their asses off 17 blocks away with black eyes and bloody lips. They punching people in the face and they shooting women in the face. It's just like, wow. So what am I against? I'm not against ICE. I'm against their tactics. I'm against their ability to just go against the Constitution. Well, they're not the only organization that goes against the Constitution. What about child support? That goes against the Constitution. What about what else goes against the Constitution? So many things go against. Look at ACS. They go against the Constitution. They don't have a warrant. They're in your house. There's so many different things going on that go against the Constitution. Definitely. So a lot of these things, like I said earlier, if the pen is mightier than the sword, then then let's get that pen working. Let's get some legislation popping. Let's get to these politicians before they run for governor, before they run for mayor, and let's hold those little guys accountable. These altar men and these guys in the small positions, let's have them held accountable. Like, yo, we're not gonna even let you get into these small spots if you're not promising us change. If they're not standing in front of if they're not standing in front of Congress fighting for change, as far as the federal officers not being able to do whatever they want, carte blanche, then what you're gonna do. Well, we spent a lot of time. I'm happy. Anybody else want to say anything or ask anything?
That's it.
Thank you for coming with us, or that feels weird. Thank you for being present with us on my third day of coffee with Elvis and LJ.
Yeah, 6, 7.
I should do that. I wish I would have. Last night we had taco night, and which is like the second taco night this week. What it is that we had this amazing ground beef, and LJ just wanted to I gotta get rid of this ground beef. It's going on 4 days. So we had tacos again, but it was so delicious. It was so great. And then you made that pico de gallo. That was really good. Did you use lemon or lime on that pico de gallo?
Yes, I only had one.
You only had one, right? Yeah. I noticed it was and I had Madison buy lime before. I said, get lime. And then I just totally forgot to but she just put the limes.
Yeah.
Well, who the hell could see the limes the other way over there?
I saw.
She had them on top of in the couch.
I saw the sparkling water, and then I'm like,
she drops the limes on the couch, takes off her coat, throws the coat on top of the limes.
Yeah.
So we only had that one lime in the pico de gallo. It needed another lime. That pico de gallo needed another lime. But why did I say that?
6, 7. Six,
Right. So then my kids, they're
seven.
so look, my wife is nonstop six. She woke up to her phone being on 67%, and she's like, my phone is 67%. So but last night I did this whole this whole in-depth, because what I actually Googled someone explained 6 9 to me. So I did about maybe
Six,
6
seven.
7. I did about 15 20 minutes worth of research. Listen to the song, that the inception of this concept that's all over America. And I watched all these videos, and I was able to absorb all the information, and I was able to break it down to my kids how this is just an algorithm story. This is the algorithm playing with us, laughing with the, like, in other words, if the algorithm is a community, we can't look at the algorithm. I used to say the algorithm is the new God. Now I'm saying that the algorithm is not the new God. The algorithm is a community. The algorithm tries to show off with its with its tribe. Let's just call it their tribe. The algorithm is part of a tribe, right? And this tribe of algorithm tries to outdo the others in their tribe, and they'll say, I'm going to show you just how stupid these people are. So they took this song, one of the worst songs you can ever can you imagine? I actually used the Macarena song. Hey Macarena, Macarena, all right. This song, I remember I was bartending at this place called Cataloo in the Bronx. I mean in Brooklyn. So I'm bartending at this place called Cataloo in Brooklyn, and they played this song, and everybody ran. They was there with their drinks. They dropped their drinks on the bar and ran to the dance floor. Most people just dance right there at the bar where they're standing, but no. I, for the first time, seen people drop their drinks at the bar and run to the dance floor so they could do all this craziness. And then within 6 months to a year, if they played that song, people would roll their eyes and not even want any part of it. You see, that song arguably could have been one of those algorithm style movements. You see, the algorithm has been around a long time, is my point on that part. But I also preface that song, the Macarena song, as being, it doesn't stand the test of time. This song was so big and so great, but yet it was so trash. You play that now at a party, ain't nobody really rocking to that song like that. It didn't do well, didn't last the test of time. So we have another song with this guy. He wears like a paper mask on his face where you can see a little bit of his mouth and a little bit of his eyes, and he's trying to be some sort of like devil worshiper. Yeah, right. There's nothing believable about this character. He creates a song that's not even as big as the Macarena song. It's a little nothing song that you have to be on the spectrum to create. Alone in your room where no one else is going to hear it, and somehow the algorithm got it, and they was just like, I'm going to show you. Just the algorithm is now communicating with its tribe, and is letting the tribe know just how stupid we are. So they said, we're going to use this song and we're going to go viral. And they have the same exact, this is not a viral situation where people are saying to themselves, like if you want to promote something, you have different events where this is becoming big, where you have like stadium events where you show the people in the stadium doing this movement. Then you show people like at a hockey event doing this movement. Teachers, elementary school teachers doing this movement. You show so many different aspects of this 6-7 movement, but no, they didn't do that. This algorithm wants to show you just how stupid you are, that they only show the same 3 clips. Out of hundreds of clips, they show you the same little white boy with the weird hair, 6'7". They show you come one of the Ball brothers with his arm is down and he's going like this, 6'7", because he's 6'7". And then you have the song that was created where the guy doesn't even utilize 6'7" the same exact way. So you have these three different images that are being promoted throughout the whole entire system. Now everybody's on a 6'7" thing. Kids are getting suspended from school or getting kicked out of their classes by the teachers, sent to the dean's offices all around America because they're out of control with the 6'7". And if you ask these people, tell me about the 6'7", what is it about? They don't even really know the song. They know that one of the Ball brothers are in the one of the Ball brothers that play basketball. He's kind of in it. They know that, but they all remember the white kid who's just going crazy about 6'7". So I told my children, this is a way for the algorithm to show off just how stupid we are. Just how robotic we are, and just how we're so desperate to just be part of something. So now my wife wakes up with 67% on her phone, and we talking about 7 o'clock in the morning. She's like, 6'7", my phone is, so it's taking over. It's taking over the minds of the people, where people are believing that they're part of something, when all it is the algorithm letting you know just how stupid you are, just how easily played you are. Ah, 6'7". What a 2026 joke. I think it was 2025. But this will be like the Macarena song, where when you say 6'7", people are going to roll their eyes and go, all right. And then the algorithm is going to figure out another way to show how stupid we are. Anyway, I digress from all that. But let me say this. My daughter gave me the fist bump after I explained it to her in such an interesting way. I wish I was recording it, but you just can't record everything, and then it just doesn't work like that. But she gave me the fist bump. She said, Dad, that was amazing explanation.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
that was a good breakdown.
Yeah, she loved the way I broke it down to her, how this algorithm is just playing with us. It's totally playing with us. You are appreciated for tuning in. Anything?
No. Just playing with a troll like a cat with a rat.
What is going on? There's a troll in the chat?
Yeah.
Who's trolling? I love a troll. You know I love me a good troll now.
Someone wants to know why your roof was red. I said, because you cut the check. And they said, what does that mean? I said, you paid the money on for it, you know?
That's not a troll. Why is the roof red? Because I took the headliner out and I put a new one. And I made it red. And then I was doing a lot of episodes of my Premium Black News channel in this car. So I had lights in the back that shined up against the red. It looked really good. Look through some of my old stuff from a year ago, 2 years ago. It looked really, really great, because when I first got this car, the roof was sagging like really bad in the back. So I just went to a spot. That spot is no longer there. The guy who owned this place, his name was Sun, and Sun died. So there's nowhere. That was a guy who I was getting work on my cars. Like, I got the center console red, and I got the door panels red. And I was supposed to do the seats too, but by the time I got around to doing the seats, he died. So that sucks. It's an old car. It's a first generation Acura. You know, but it's mine. I own it. I don't owe the bank anything, so that's good. I don't have to worry about the repo man. And if I get a ticket, I pay it. Anything else? Come on, give me some real trolls. It's not a troll. Come on, somebody dox me. I, I remember I was going into the gym a couple of years ago, and somebody put my name and my address down in the chat, and I was like, so you could talk, you could dox me. I'm okay. I don't have anything to hide, and they were like, this and this and this, so I'll release everything else. I'm like, please release it. I would like to know, what happens when somebody gets doxxed. Let me come on, dox me. I didn't mind, not even a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Well, you don't want to be added to the list of YouTubers' house tours.
Oh yeah, like Hassan Campbell, right? Don't they go drive by his house? People be like, that's where Hassan Campbell lives. Who's that? 10 Toes Down? You told me something he does that? Yeah. She's into the
A
dirty
little bit more
sector.
dirtier.
Yeah. What do you
Low
mean by
level.
that's not
Hassan Campbell is, top of the dirty sector. I'm talking about more down in the dirt. People wouldn't even know.
I don't know. That's your thing. That's not my thing. I'm so not interested in the dirty sector like that. Not in any way, shape, or form. Look at these Amazon guys pedaling away. All right, y'all. You all appreciate it. If you want to donate, $ Elvis Rosenberg, one word, or the Venmo. That's at Elvis Rosenberg. And I love you. And that's a fact. Bye.